Hi, Cassie Hicks from Modern Marketing Spark. Welcome to the Get Clients from Social Media Challenge. I've just done an intro outlining how the program is going to work. So do catch that, go catch that on the replay if you missed that, just so you got the bigger picture. But what I want to jump into right now without any further delay is how to create your personalized marketing plan. Now, I have set myself a goal of keeping all of this training to less than 10 minutes. And of course, there's a lot to cover. So I'm going to give you quite a lot of information now in a short space of time. So please use the Q&A session on Wednesdays. You can come this week or next week, whenever you like, on a Wednesday at 1 o'clock UK time to get your questions answered. So let's jump into marketing personality. Excuse me. So what quite often happens with marketing, especially if you're working if you paid for a program or you're working with a coach, people will have their own way of doing things, and we all do. We've all got our own way of doing things that work for us. And so people quite often, especially the sort of guru types, will be teaching you, you have to do things this way, you have to do things that way, it should be like this. And, quite often, and I know I've done this in the past, you'll invest in blueprints and frameworks and scripts and templates. And all of that stuff's great. If you're the same marketing personality type as the person who created that formula, that script or that template, then it'll work for you. But if your marketing personality is different, then it won't. And I compare this to wearing someone else's pants, or I suppose you could say shoes. But, if you try to wear somebody else's pants, trousers, shoes, it's a little bit uncomfortable, isn't it? You might be able to squeeze into them. You might be able to get them on, but you're going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. So the key thing here, before you do anything else, you need to work on your energy, which is part of the marketing personality. But we want to create a strategy, a plan for you that is personalized and customized for you. So I'm not here to say you've got to do it this way, you've got to do it that way, you have to do this, you have to do that. I'm going to teach you how to understand your own marketing personality. So there's 4 aspects to this. The first one is to understand your human design. If you haven't heard of human design, it's an amazing system. It's based on astrology, I Ching, chakras, lots of different systems. And what it gives you is your personal energetic blueprint. Now, within human design, there are 5 key types. 3 of them are the most common. The other 2 are much less common. One's very rare, actually. So you'll see a lot of people talking about sort of the main 3 types, which are manifestors, generators, and manifesting generators. We've also got projectors and reflectors. I know at least 1 or 2 ladies in this group are projectors. Reflectors are really rare. So if you're a reflector, let me know, because I don't think I've ever met a reflector before. But most of us tend to be in one of the main 3. And once you know what your human design type is, and what I'll do, I'll put a link to, you can get a free profile. All you need to know is your date of birth, place of birth, and time of birth. So if you know where you were born, when, and what time, you can get a free human design chart. I'll also put some training in the group separately as to, in a bit more detail about each of the different types. Because what I've done is, when I taught this last summer in a program called Aligned Marketing, and I actually created this big marketing grid and went through each of the 5 types and then looked at which marketing strategies work best for which types, and also the nuances, because you can, anyone can live stream, doesn't matter which type you are, everyone can use live streaming, but the way that you use live streaming, you can use it much more to your advantage if you know, okay, I'm a generator, this is how I should speak to people, this is how I should put together my lives. That would be very different to say the way that I do it, or another type would do it. So once it's about understanding and awareness of yourself, really, this sort of self-knowledge. So I'll put a video, as I say, in with the different human design types. Get your human design chart, and again, we can have a look in the Q&A session. I might actually do a little offer for some human design readings as they relate to marketing. Because once you have that knowledge, you've got so much power at your fingertips. And I love sharing this stuff because it's made such a massive difference to my business and such a massive difference to a number of my clients as well. And it's just about understanding yourself and knowing how you come across and how to connect with your potential clients on an energetic level. So it's a much deeper level than just externally. We're really making that sort of soul-to-soul connection. The second piece in the 4 steps to creating your personalized marketing plan is to think about what do you enjoy. Now, that might be a bit of a revelation, and I always laugh because people come to me quite often and say, should I be blogging? What about this new Clubhouse? Should I be using stories? Well, the answer is, what do you enjoy? But there's 4 things that you really need to focus on in terms of your personalized marketing plan. So I want you to think about these 4 things, and we'll either talk about them in the group on another call, or we can talk about them in the Q&A session on Wednesday. These are the 4 things you need to be doing in your business. So number 1 is to be having conversations. That's how you're going to make your sales. You're going to have conversations with people. That could be on Messenger, it could be on the phone, it could be Zoom. It might be even just in the comments on a in a group. But you need to be having conversations with people if you want to make sales. Second one is community. Have you got a community around you? So that could be a group, it could be a mailing list, it could be that you're a part of a community that you're with a paid program that you belong to. But building that community is going to be really key, because if you've only got 10 people in your community and you've got these lofty goals and you want to make a lot of money, or you want to help a lot of people, obviously you're limited if you've only got 10 people in your community. So you need a community, you need to be growing that community constantly. Connection with your audience is the third thing. So how are you connecting with your audience? Are you just broadcasting out? Are you having deep connections? What do those connections look like? And this, again, whereas human design really helps us, because it will help you to understand how you connect with people on an energetic level. And you'll find that you attract certain types of people as well based on your energy. So human design is just such a useful tool. And then the 4th piece of your marketing plan is about how you're building relationships. So what sort of relationships are you building? Do you understand the customer journey? Do you understand where do people first come across you? Where do they first see your business? What's the process you take people through from when they first see you? Maybe they see a post or a video, or I think Nat, that may or may not be on the call from Canada, has just won an award. Maybe that's the first thing that someone sees about you and your business. How do you then build that relationship with them, from them seeing that to them becoming a customer? There's different steps that you're going to go through, and you're going to have a journey. And it's, for all of us, people might see us on our personal profile, in our groups, on videos. So building those relationships is really key. So once you've got those 4 pieces, the conversations, the community building, the connecting, and the building relationships, which is similar but not quite the same, have a think about what do you enjoy in each of those areas. So do you really love chatting with people on the phone? Do you really love Zoom calls? Do you prefer Messenger, where you and people aren't seeing you but they're having that conversation? Do you like Clubhouse, where you're chatting with people but there's no visual, so you don't have to worry about your hair and your makeup, but you're just chatting using your voice? Again, human design is going to help you with that. The last 2 pieces, number 3 is to think about which medium do you prefer. I sort of touched on that a moment ago, but are you a visual person, an audio person, or do you like writing? So some people naturally love to write. Some people they love to get on live and just be on camera. And other people love the audio, which is why Clubhouse is really taking off at the moment. There's also kinesthetic, but of course at the moment in lockdown with all the COVID stuff, that's a really tough one, because you can't really get up close and personal with people at the moment. So I think at the moment you're really looking at visual, audio, or written. Think about which of those you enjoy, what comes to you naturally, and you'll know that. And then the 4th piece of your personalized marketing plan is your personal power. And this is really interesting. There's 3 different types, and I'll put more in the group on this separately. Oops. You've got charismatic types, which is your sort of guru star types, if you're familiar with wealth dynamics, people that like to be in the limelight. You've got more conversational types, which is where you're much better one-to-one or in a small group, and your influence is with that close personal contact with people on a smaller level, whereas the charismatics are the sort of people on stage talking to hundreds of people, doing all the live streaming, the guru types. And then we've got creatives are the 3rd types, and creatives are very, as you know from the name, creative, talented, bit different, bit quirky, bit cutting edge. So have a think about which of those three. Are you charismatic? Are you conversational? Are you creative? And once you've got all those pieces together, you can start to put your personalized marketing plan together. So we're out of time for this video, but what I want to do is I'll post a little bit more on the personal power profiles. And also let's have a chat on Wednesday at 1 o'clock UK. And I'm going to show you, we'll do some Q&A, but I'll show you how you put all these different pieces together. So I'm going to leave you with that food for thought. Have a great rest of the day, and I will speak to you all soon.